Good afternoon. It is Monday, September 17th, 2018. This is your Island Blader speaking. Here's what's happening. Well, yesterday was another classic example of we go from, oh my God, a big Jets victory. Oh my God, this team's going to be something with the 48-point outburst that the Jets have. And then yesterday, it all just came crashing right back down to reality. And how many times have we seen this? How many times we go to this high and then all of a sudden hit crash landing and it's like the same old disappointment. Now, granted, okay, it's week 2. Games like this are going to happen, especially with a rookie quarterback who obviously, has plenty of, growing up to do. And I mean that in a good way. Yesterday was very much a lack of discipline. Okay, yesterday, turnovers were paid the price. This Miami Dolphins team. Let's say this: the Miami Dolphins are not the Detroit Lions. Okay, they're well more structured in defense. The Jets see this team twice a year, so they should know the tendencies of this Miami Dolphin team. They're a very strong defense, and yesterday, the defense, especially in that first half, had their way with the Jets. The Jets were only held to 42 rushing yards in the entire game yesterday. Ryan Tannehill outran the Jets 44 yards. Yep. He had a naked bootleg to open the game. And then, of course, when, the defense just started playing, pretty okay for most of the game, of course, when it mattered, how many times have we seen this? When it matters with the game on the line, they can't get off the field. Now, granted, they were gassed in that first half because the offense couldn't do anything. The receivers had no separation. Enunwa played his tail off. Quincy Enunwa, did his job he did his job yesterday. Robbie Anderson, fantasy team, right? Yeah, how about that big fumble there in the second quarter, which turned into another touchdown for the Fish. Now, recapping the Jets, ill fates. Darnold gets intercepted on a play where, TJ McDonald, I think it is, the safety, jumped the route on a slant route going toward Enunwa. It was a good play on his part. A few plays later, and uncharacteristically of the Jets and, how they are in the red zone on defense, they gave one up. Kenyon Drake took one in, and the Dolphins had a 7-0 lead. And it's like, all right, they capitalized. All right, you know what? We'll be all right. So... And then finally, when the Dolphins are handling the Jets in, the Dolphins are handling the Jets in field position. Anytime the Jets were pinned back behind the 20-yard line most of the game yesterday, you saw another play. Darnold starting to get a rhythm going. Robbie Anderson, and out of nowhere, Kiko Alonso, like literally a second and a half later, ripped the ball out of Anderson's hands, and it was a fumble, and it was picked up. And all it took was a few plays with the following sequence. And sometimes you wonder how in the world is Buster Skrine still on this football team. First play, over the middle, Buster Skrine, guys running, boom, face mask, 15 yards. And then the next play after that, cross pattern, Albert Wilson, Buster Skrine falls on his keister, missing a ankle tackle, and he runs to the end zone. And by the way, Albert Wilson is still running from Buster Skrine, just to put that out there, So that's 14-0. And then what else happened? Oh, there you go. The third score of the second quarter for Miami. This was all their points, by the way. Let's look. Just like the defense, like I said, they did well getting to Tannehill. First possession, Jamal Adams strict sacked him, and what's his face? Henry Johnson, whatever his name is, 96. We sacked him. So the defense, like I said, they were playing. But they were gassed in that second quarter again because the offense couldn't stay on the field. But anyway, yeah. So and this happened twice yesterday, mind you. On a third down. The Jets get a sack. They're like, all right, let's go. The offense get back on the field, only to be negated by, a defensive holding penalty. That's unbelievable. You're thinking, all right, we're gonna get off the field. Let's try and do something before halftime. Instead, Mo Claiborne takes a holding penalty, And the Dolphins come right down, and then the tight end, I forget what his name is, gets a touchdown. Missed extra point, 20-0 Miami. And you're sitting there like, this team's going to fold like a cheap tent, But I give him credit. However, and this was a big difference in the game, Darnold is finally moving this team down the last couple minutes before the half. Terrell Pryor gets a 44-yard catch and run. Finally, the building comes to life, and it's finally like, it's like finally, all right, let's move, let's get the 2-minute offense down the field. Bowles uses up the timeouts. He had 2 timeouts left, I believe, in the final couple minutes of the half after the 2-minute warning. He uses them again. We're methodically getting downfield. If we can just get, at least some sort of points before the half, right? So that being said, yeah, Jets, no timeouts, right? And instead, the sequence happened. Sam Darnold threw one away. In last split second, he realized Quincy Enunwa was wide open in the end zone. He was so wide open, it wasn't even funny. And instead of getting a score there, and then what ended up being the last play before halftime, before time expired on the Jets, Darnold throws one down the middle to Chris Herndon, the rookie. Oh, and boy, he had a lovely game yesterday. Who catches it, sort of puts it on the ground, recovers, and Rashad Jones, give him credit. Rashad Jones made a nice play. He's a Pro Bowl, safety. Made a nice play, stopped him. Herndon couldn't even so much as reach over the goal line to try and break the plane. He was stuffed. There were no Jets around him. I think 3 Dolphins came up around him. The Jets ended up empty-handed at halftime. So they're down 20-0 at the half. You're like, great. You sit there and you're like, this is going to come back and get them. Should the Jets try and make any sort of rally? So let's continue, shall we? So the first drive, coming out of the half, at the same time you're thinking after halftime, the way Darnold's moving the ball, you're thinking, okay, you know what? They're waking up. Maybe even the fact that they didn't score in that last drive before the half, at least they're starting to move the ball. They feel a little better, and it showed. They were finally starting to make a little, finally starting to methodically move the ball. So eventually it culminated. Bilal Powell did a lot of the work on that drive, and finally, he gets one on a catch and run, 28 yards, and I believe that's his first touchdown. His first touchdown, I think, a couple of years. I don't think he had a single touchdown last year, if I'm not mistaken. And I like Bilal Powell. Yeah, but he had a 28-yard catch and run, missed extra point, so 20-6. Okay, the ensuing possession. Okay, first play, ensuing possession, right? Jordan Jenkins goes and strip sacks. No, not only strip sacks Tannehill straight up lost the ball. It fell out of his hand. Being intimidated, Jets pick it up, and then are like, all right, let's go. We're gonna get back in this baby just like this. One play later, Xavier Howard was his name. Intercepted back of the end zone. It was on the fault of the fact, first of all, it's like, you're like, Terrell Pryor did not fully run the route, his slant pattern going, into the end zone. And if anything, he even admitted that he ran it a little too late, a little too far. So instead of, getting this into a possession game, instead of like really making the noise here, I guess, so we've had 2 plays. We've had 2 big difference plays. And, theoretically, the Jets should have won this football game going away. If it weren't for this. If it weren't for all that. So, Darnold gets picked 20-6. It's like, it was just pretty much, you could just pretty much say game over right there. But it wasn't over. Anytime the Jets so much is threatened, field goals. But field goals is not going to do it. Yeah, sure, they got within 20-12, and Jason Myers kicked a 55-yarder, and then this, right down Broadway. The second one he hit, I thought he missed for a minute. But it was through, so 20-12. Excuse me. So with just a little bit under 6 minutes to go, it's like 5:56. The Dolphins, of course, are running down the clock as much as possible. And here is the killer, the dagger. And this is how you know this was not the Jets' day. And it's like, how in the world can you get that under? Like I said, with the defense, doing it all, playing their hearts out, getting to Tannehill, who's playing on a knee brace, mind you. And it's like, how is it possible that Tannehill, 3rd and 19, right? So Miami calls a timeout, okay, after the Jets called a timeout. And Tannehill, okay, they probably did exactly what they thought the Jets were going to do, okay, for a team that prides itself on defense, okay. The Jets decide to send the house at Tannehill, okay. Like you got the front seven bum rushing Ryan Tannehill. And for some reason, Jamal Adams, and I love Jamal Adams, okay? He had a nice, outside of this, he had a nice big game yesterday. He had the first sack when he strip sacked Tannehill. But it's like, you got to be kidding me. Why? Jamal Adams decides to go join the bum rush. He sends it off to Frank Gore in all 35 years of Frank Gore. And Frank Gore gets the 19 yards to get a first down. It's like, are you kidding me? 3rd and 19. Most teams concede a drive when they're in 3rd and 19 mode. And blown coverage, and it took another few plays for Miami to put the game away. Dolphins 20, Jets 12. Oh, and mind you, knee brace Tannehill. I forgot about one thing. When the Jets maybe had a little time to stop it, they still had the 2-minute warning. Tannehill faked them out twice. He took his little knee brace self and ran 8 yards necessary, whatever it was, to put the game away at the 2-minute warning. Unbelievable. So let a guy with a knee brace rush for more yards than your entire team. Right. So, the Jets turned the ball, and this is what the Jets need to do. First of all, stop taking penalties. My God, stop taking penalties. Because twice yesterday, the Mo Claiborne play and also Buster Screen, they take penalties on 3rd down. Defensive holding is so stupid to begin with. And mind you, there were some calls that Miami got away with. Miami got called on a defensive holding penalty that probably looked more like a pass interference. That was in the 3rd quarter. And then in the 4th quarter, Robbie Anderson got clearly interfered with in the end zone. The guy has his, whoever it was on him, has his back to the ball, and there's no flag. Like, are you kidding me? So, but nonetheless, you can't blame. But the Jets took so many damning penalties. It's like, that's one of the things that's always harmed them, especially in the Todd Bowles era. Taking these ill-timed penalties. And it bit them yesterday. It very much bit them. And that, the Claiborne penalty leading to that 3rd touchdown. Buster Screen. Don't, please. Just don't. So, his penalties, he can't even cover. But once again, negated. So, unbelievable. And then, of course, not getting in the end zone at the half, just short. And then, of course, the interception when the Jets are set up on the 12-yard line after a beautiful turnover. Blown. The Jets should have won this game easily. I understand in recent years the Miami Dolphins have had success for as long as the Jets have played in MetLife. I get it. Okay, but this is not Marino. Okay? These are not the Dan Marino years. Okay? This is Ryan Tannehill. Okay? And years before it, Matt Moore, Chad Henne. Okay? I understand the Dolphins have a better defense. They got Cameron Wake, Robert Quinn, who had a monster game, Kiko Alonso, who had a monster game, Rashad Jones, who's a proven Pro Bowler. And the offensive line got beat up yesterday. They did. No lying there. They got beat up. But again, the Jets, this game was them to be had. Games like this happen. Sam Darnold is a rookie, and it's, he has, he's going to grow up. He's going to be fine. But now, with this game lost yesterday, that theoretically that the Jets should have won. Okay? Thursday night, short week. Gotta love them short weeks. And by the way, I think they need to start doing away with Thursday night football because honestly, I think it's stupid. You get these guys 3 days to prepare. Sure, at the end of the day, they get another 10 days before they play again. But Thursday night football is absurd to have in the first place. Okay? But anyway, you're playing a Cleveland team that has not won since December 24th of 2016. Okay? Not only that, you took a vastly improved Cleveland Brown team who right now should be 2-0 if not for missed field goals and, everything else in between. They almost beat Drew Brees yesterday and should have. They should be 2-0 right now. Instead, they're 0-1-1. So, they're going to be a hungry team this week. The Jets are going to their house, right? And they better win because they sure as heck are not going to Jacksonville and beating them on the 30th. I don't care about 10 days rest, okay, and more time to prepare. Look, listen, what did Jacksonville do to New England yesterday? Now, granted, I know they had vengeance on their mind after last year's AFC title game, but Jacksonville schooled New England, suffocated them, yeah. What makes you think the Jets are going to go there and do the same thing? So the Jets need to win this game in Cleveland on Thursday night and get out of here get out of September 2-2. They have to now. The Jets have a decent team. They have a talented team with good potential. It's just a rookie quarterback who's got to grow, an offensive line that's just not strong, and again. So, this is a game that slipped, and they better go. It needs to be a 2-2 record when September's out because now it's like, now what? Lost the game, should have won. Miami, divisional foe. You know them, they know us. So, be that as it may. So, Cleveland on Thursday night. Okay, they need to, like I said, get out their win. It's a short week. Okay, the Jets have not exactly been a good road team, but nonetheless. Anyway, that being said, if there's anything else I need to say, for the most part, I guess that's it. Again, the discipline and the discipline needs to improve because these penalties are getting stupid. And next time, when you're trying to don't send the house at the quarterback. Like I said, you left the running back wide open real estate to do something. That should have gotten him off the field. No, I don't remember if Frank Gore even if he fell short of the first down. I'm not sure I don't know if they were in field goal range because either way, if the Dolphins go and kick a field goal on fourth down, the game's over. So either way, I mean, the best thing to do is just get an incomplete pass or something. Something or another. To get off the field and have a chance to get downfield. But again, the drops happened. The rookie Herndon dropped another wide open pass in the third quarter. Of course, Anderson fumbling the ball away. Down 7-0. That led to that score. I mean, there were just a lot of and then of course Pryor not crossing enough. It was just undisciplined undisciplined on the part of everyone, for that matter. So. It is what it is. So, 1-1 going into Thursday. Let's see what can happen. All right. Anyway, that's all. That's my part here for today. This is your Island Blader speaking. Bidding you deuces for now. Sorry if I kind of trailed off at the end, but it's hard doing this live in front of a camera. Anyway, deuces.